Man, this is good.
I am so happy. What's going on, everybody? We are back with another build video for the BRZ track car supercharger build. I think this might be one of the final ones in terms of the supercharger install. Hopefully we can get everything bolted up. For today's task, we are going to remount our alternator as well as finally mount the belting system for the supercharger. So that would be probably closer to completing it. The injectors are all in, the intercooler piping is in, catch cans are in. There isn't too much more to do.
As you guys can see here, I also started to zip tie some of our cables that I think would be in their fixed position. I haven't cut the ties yet. I think that'll be like my last, step. Be super satisfying. But for now, we have to finally mount our supercharger onto the car. But first, we will have to reinstall our alternator, which was fixed. So shout out Adam from Man Motorsport, my Newbie Racing teammate and all-around great dude, for fixing this for me so we can put it back on the car now.
So let's get this alternator on, and then we can start routing the serpentine belt for the supercharger.
Alright everybody, success! The alternator is in, supercharger is mounted. I double checked the routing of the serpentine belt before I released the tensioner and then put the supercharger on top of the belt here. I'm pretty confident this is how it's supposed to go. Yeah, I'm pretty freaking stoked to see this. I want to double check all of the hoses that I've mounted. I'm going to do a bolt check on all of the fittings here. Obviously this isn't mounted up. None of the intake stuff over here is mounted up, so we're going to have to do that before we go ahead with flashing the car, mounting the battery, and just doing all the little cleanup stuff that we got to do.
Yeah! I'm stoked. I'm very stoked. I was worried I was going to screw something up with like the alternator again because I screwed up last time, but I don't know, it went in a little bit smoother this time. I put, as you guys saw, some thread lock, some blue Loctite on all three of the studs for the supercharger, so that stays in tight and the supercharger doesn't move. I'm very stoked. The cable is taut. Holy crap. I don't know, I think I'm yapping because I'm like really excited, but yeah, let's continue on here. All right, everybody, we have mounted our intake system here, so this is all tight. This tube here, obviously this is loose. Shout out Jason for putting a line here for where this is supposed to be so I don't freak out. So all of this needs to move closer so I can get this hose more firmly on the radius on the supercharger here. Here is our recirc valve at the bottom. That has been piped into the line here that goes all the way back where it tees off from, I believe it's a brake vacuum line. And then that's been tightened under here. This is tight. The intercooler piping, do some quick checks here. This angle does concern me a little bit because this is like kind of not going directly into the intercooler. Maybe I ought to loosen some of the joints up here so I can get more length and this goes more straight, so I'll make that improvement. Let's see down here. This one goes in like pretty darn straight into the intercooler. I'm happy with that, so that's tight. That's tight. There aren't any other hoses all up until here. Where is it? Come on. There we go. Okay, cool. So that's all good. Okay, nice. Right up on the line. I'm going to tighten that so that's in a fixed position, but because I'm making an adjustment below, I want to start there at the bottom and then do this last. Loosen this down here so that I can adjust this, point it a little bit more straight. I don't know how much better we can get this. I feel like it'll seal. What I'm gonna do is tighten it here on the top first. Move this guy over. Tighten this guy. Okay,
It's definitely not moving. This guy's not moving. Wow, that looks really good. I'm just tighten these two. I like to use a little hand tool because I don't want to put like an insane amount of pressure on these like plastic pipes. Actually, they're not plastic. The paint's come off. They're aluminum. Does not slide, does not move. This is good. We are coming really close, guys. Got our lines here. Double checking, doing a little pull test. This is all good. This is the vent. Is it now time to just mount this guy? I think it is. Getting some really good progress. I'm so stoked. All right, y'all, look at that. Our intake is in. I checked all of these hose clamps here, so these are all tight. The one going into the throttle body is butted up all the way to our indicators here. I think that's like the majority of the installation. Man, this is good. I think this is it. All right, y'all, there we have it. Our strut tower bar is back on. Everything is zip tied. Wires are locked in there. We tucked in our hoses, and then in the process of, you know, zip tying them, I made sure there's still some play here, so they're not like, you know, there's not a lot of pressure, especially here. Like this joint here is all just like a rubber gasket, so we're still being, you know, cognizant of our parts, giving them enough slack. All right, everybody. That is it for today's build video. We have finished our hardware installation of everything involving the supercharger. I am so happy. The bumper is not going to be put on yet. I want to do a flash with the base map that I've got from CSG. Start up the car, make sure everything runs properly, and then we'll put the bumper on as soon as we find that there are no leaks. There's still a lot of work to do despite the hardware being installed. There's going to be a lot of checks that we have to do to make sure the setup is okay. And then I won't be able to get to it now. I'll have to take the bumper off in the future, but we will have to make some sort of block off plates, some sort of like an air dam for our heat exchangers here, because there is a lot of heat exchangers and they're all gonna get heat soaked, and it's better to have directed air into them. Yeah, that's gonna mean we're creating some plates on the side or in the top using probably some sort of like corrugated plastic or something. But yeah, that is it for today. Very excited about this. Super stoked that we don't have to do as much wrenching now. It's more of just priming, testing, and then buttoning it up, and then we should be good to go. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you guys think I did anything wrong, hit me in the comments. If you think I did it well, hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, we will see you guys at the track. Peace.